Feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.
Hello and welcome to the video wrap-up show for the Shrimp Tank podcast in Seattle. I'm Dan Whedon, and I'm joined today by my co-host, Phil Simchich. Phil and I had a fascinating and fun conversation today with Omar Sabouni from Expense Reduction Services. To catch the entire episode, please subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find all our episodes on our website at shrimptankpodcast.com/Seattle.
So, Omar, we had a great conversation about mid-market companies, which you deal with a lot, and how they're all driven by growth and often are too busy to really optimize their expenses. What are some of the benefits to those companies when, like you say, you can help 86% of companies get at least 10%, and usually more north of that for benefits? So what is the upside for them for doing that?
So, I mean, if you're the CEO and you're operating a business, it absolutely makes sense to really focus on growing your business. And that honestly is where you should have your focus. But at the same time, there are approximately 20% of your expenses that it's frankly not cost effective for you to really focus on. It's much more cost effective for us to really look at that. That's what we do day in, day out. And as I mentioned, we with our contingency fee, we're paid out of the savings that we generate. Effectively, we're self-funding. So use us to fund, your cost savings, ultimately your growth. Let's find those meaningful savings and focus on where our strengths are greatest, I think so.
And so on those cost savings, though, those flow directly to the bottom line. So as a CPA, yes, I'm seeing those cost savings are improving working capital and increasing ability to attract more financing. And then the really sweet spot is the valuation lift.
Absolutely. I mean, the additional earnings are going to give you an increase in valuation, and also the increased cash flow, as you just mentioned, and we talked about earlier, is going to actually help the financial health of your business, and up to and including if you need to go and find additional sources of funding. So no brainer. Well, I would say that, of course, but absolutely no brainer.
Well, Omar, I know that if I showed you my personal expense report, there's a whole bunch of things on there that are certainly not necessary in the operation of the household. I can promise you that, but I love doing them. They bring me joy. And we had a great conversation on the podcast about the balance between expense reduction and the value that things bring. Can you talk about that?
Right, absolutely. I mean, as we discussed, I mean, what you spend is what you spend. The question is, are you actually getting value for money? And then second question is, particularly if you're a business and you're in some form of competition, where does this leave me with respect to everybody else? I'm sure as a business owner, you don't want to spend more on the same thing than your competitor is doing. So, I mean, there is a real, business driver for keeping an eye on your bottom line. Absolutely. No doubt there whatsoever, Dan. So.
Omar, thank you so much for being a guest here on the Shrimp Tank. For our listeners that want to get more information about you and your company and how you can help 86% of people generate at least 10% or more improvement, how do they get more information?
So, I mean, to contact me directly, I would say please email me at osabouni@expensereduction.com. Alternatively, you can type Omar Sabouni expense reduction into Google, and that will bring up my contact details. Equally, if you want to learn a little bit more about expense reduction, that's a way that you can do that as well. Yeah, those really are the best ways. Thank you. And yeah, as you said, 86% mid-market companies and self-funding. We can help in a lot of areas.
Awesome. Thanks, Omar. Everyone, make sure you check out all the replays on shrimptankpodcast.com/Seattle and wherever you get your podcasts, such as iHeart, Apple, or Spotify. Please follow us on our show's social media pages on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram.
Omar, it was a pleasure to have you. Thank you
so
for
much.
joining us all the way from Spokane. I really appreciate
Yes.
that. Phil, as always, great to see you. And everybody, take Phil's advice. Jump on the Facebook page, like us there, because that's where we live stream every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Pacific. So please join us there. Next week, we will be joined on February 23rd. We will be joined by our guest, Jennifer Lambert. Jennifer owns Terra Staffing Group. Michelle Baumberger will be my co-host. But until we see you again, please be healthy, be prosperous, and have some fun. Because for right now, the shrimp is back in the tank. So long.
I've been feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.